Andrelton Simmons. He's going to be talking to us a little bit about the shortstop position. Andrelton, at what age did you decide to play shortstop?
Well, I didn't decide to play shortstop. I would say shortstop chose me.
Okay.
I just started playing baseball in my backyard, so catching the ball. And as soon as I went to the field for the first time, that's when they put me at shortstop, and I've been there ever since. I pitched a little bit, but I think I was 3 years old playing catch in the backyard, and 4 years I was on the baseball field.
So when the shortstop position chose you,
Yes.
okay, when it chose you, did you just decide, all right, I'm dropping every position, I'm only going to stick to shortstop?
I didn't, that's the thing, I didn't decide it, but I always stayed there. I pitched a little bit, and if I wasn't pitching, they put me at short. I enjoyed it. I might have had 1 or 2 games where they put me at second a little bit, in center field.
And it wasn't as fun for you?
Not as much. I like being right in the middle of the action. In shortstop, you're kind of in the center of everything.
Yeah. So as a shortstop, what's the most important tip you can give another person that wants to play the shortstop position?
Well, I would say always work on your backhand. If you can play second base, you probably could play shortstop, but the long throw kind of makes a big difference when you're playing on a big league field with really fast guys. So if you can work on your backhand and making that throw and being accurate and strong with it, you can play shortstop, I think.
Let me ask you, every time we see you, you kind of release the ball super quick. It doesn't even look like you think about it. Do you make sure to align your fingers to throw like a four-seam ball or?
Yeah, most of the time I'll aim for the four-seam, but sometimes you gotta be quick and you don't have time to find that four-seam, but I try to find at least 2 seams. I try to grab 4-seam, and my second option is 2 seams, because if you don't grab any of those, and you throw a ball with a random grip, the ball can move very unpredictably. That's the thing. If I have a 4-seam, I know the ball will be straight. If I grab a 2-seam and I throw it, I can make sure if it's not straight, it just has a little fade, and that's still under control. So my first choice 4-seam, second choice 2-seam.
All right. So would you say we're out here in the shortstop position now?
Yeah. This is
Okay,
shortstop
so
position.
When you're out here, do you envision a line right here? All right, I'm right here. This is my line. If the ball comes this way, I'm going to make sure to go here and then throw overhand. And if it's comes on this side, I'm underhanding it. Do you think about that? Is there an invisible line you create?
Well, it depends on the hitter. At the big league level, I kind of have a little bit of a scouting report. Have an idea on where the guys hit the ball. So I position according to that. And after that, maybe depending on where my third baseman is or my second baseman, I try to be somewhere in the middle, so we can all not be in the same line and still cover a lot of ground. So I try to be kind of right in the middle of the second base and third base, really.
Okay. So do you talk to your second baseman because like I said, your plays are instant. They're so quick. It doesn't even look like you think about it. So when you're looking at second, do you tell them, all right, I noticed he likes to stand in front of the base, or maybe he likes to stand behind, so when I'm getting it, I know exactly where he is? How does that work?
So it's something we work on, preferably in the spring training, so I know what they're good at, but also when I'm the fielder kind of dictates where you got to stand. If I'm going far further away from second base and I got to make a throw to second, I normally would aim in the back, just so the second baseman can grab the ball and protect himself.
Okay. So you're looking out for your player as well.
Yes, if I'm going closer to the base, I'll normally flip it, trying to get him rhythm or momentum going that way. So I'll flip it a little more to the front. So that's what I normally go with. And every once in a while, if different guys prefer different things, we'll talk about it and try to adjust accordingly. But that's the main the base of what we normally do.
So you built that chemistry before
Yes,
training.
you try to, yes.
All right, I'm going to show you, we're going to go through 3 videos, okay? They're your highlights. So let's start with the first video. So here's the first one. You see it good? You can hold on to that.
All right.
You can press play.
Pulled and blocked by Andrelton Simmons on the first. Got him! Gold Glove Award winner. What a terrific play for out number 2. In a key moment, needed to make that play. Boy, he loves these moments where he can shine with the glove.
Now, was that Voight?
Yeah, that was Luke Voigt.
All right, so you said you check out the players. So when you think about that, did you see, all right, it's Voight, because here, I could take that from you, but I saw you were standing kind of like back out here.
Yeah.
So did you say, all right, it's Voight, I got to stand back here because he's a power hitter?
I think so. If I go through the whole situation, we're playing Voight in a shift, so the second baseman's playing on this side of the base. I scoot more in the hole. Yeah, I try to get as deep as I can, just because I know kind of his speed, and not like particularly a fast guy, but he moves okay. But I try to gain as much ground as I possibly can to, take a hit away from him.
Now, can you walk us through that though? Because that play looked pretty hard to do. You actually lean out, go opposite direction of
Oh yeah.
when you dove.
It becomes a reaction. Like I'm standing, I'm ready, I'm seeing the ball being pitched. Ball gets hit. I do what I can't explain it. I just go after the ball. Yes, go after the ball on my toes. Make the diving play. Now I know Albert's in a shift too, so he has to get there. Now I get up. I know he's still on the run to get there, so I can either throw it, I can wait for him to get to the base and throw it straight, or I can kind of start a throw early and lob it with a firm lob and have him get there with the ball on the run. So
you said lob though. When you lob it, obviously I know it's not going to get there as fast as you
Yes.
Do you make sure all right, I got Voight. I know he's a power hitter. I don't think he'll make it that fast to first.
Correct. So
you're analyzing it.
Yeah, it's a lot to process, but you kind of anticipate and play it all in your mind, and you're ready for it. So when it happens, you already went through it.
Yeah.
So I know how much time I have. I get up, I see Albert get into first, so I start my throw and I aim a little high so the ball I can slow down my throw a little bit. So when he gets there, it's right on time, and it worked out perfectly that time.
And obviously, I'm not a shortstop. I don't even have a glove or anything like that. But when you're in this position, you come up. Is your whole weight, is it here so that you can just get up all in one? Your whole momentum?
Well, after you dive, you kind of, if depends on who's running, but if you're diving and there's an internal clock when you're playing infield that you know how much time you have, like how quick you got to get rid of the ball. So I dive and I try to dive in a position or fall in a position where I can get up in time still. I don't want to dive and be all the way here and have to readjust my feet and then pick up where I got to throw it in. Just too much time. So I try to fall in a certain way. It's like, when a cat's falling down, or like they kind of, they know how they land. So I try to land in a way that I can get back up.
Is that something you practice on your own? Like you're like, all right, if I'm going to fall, let me practice falling this way.
Well,
Get up.
I've practiced it through actual repetition. Yeah, just in practice, I used to dive and make plays in games. It's tough to recreate it, but I mean, the more you practice like you're playing a game, the better you can get the feel for it.
We got the idea on that one, yeah. So video 2, let's move on.
Okay.
So let's make sure it's video 2. Yep. There you go.
Off the end of the bat, shallow center field. Simmons going out and will make the catch. How did he get to that baseball? Again, Andrelton Simmons. That is ridiculous.
So what were you thinking? Do you remember what you were thinking at that moment?
Don't collapse with the center fielder. Don't.
I thought you were thinking
Well, I got to catch the ball. My instinct tells me go get the ball. I see the ball in the air. First thing is angle my body so I can have a straight line to wherever the ball is going to land. And then if I don't have time, I just drop my head and I go to the spot. That's the fast way. If you're running and looking, you're not as fast as you can possibly be. So
at what point though do you think, all right, I'm going to sprint I see Mike Trout right in front of me.
Yeah.
Do I let him get it or do I commit? When do you know to not commit?
It's a tough one. It's a feel thing. You kind of that's a tough one. You just kind of learn that as you go. And I mean, he has a feeling too of where I might have a play. So right there is just a couple of steps. I know how much I can run till it's danger zone. And I kind of knew, like, I had that ball, and if he says anything, I'm out of the way. Like, and he's really good at, like, you got to communicate that with the outfielders. Like, if you have the ball, if you're gonna go for the ball, call for it regardless. Like, even if you think nobody's going for it, if you call for it, and your infielder hears it, he has to get it out of the way, and everybody stays safe that way.
Did you call for it?
I think I did, but it might have been really late. But I knew.
You kind of whispered it just in case.
Yeah, it's like I got it as I'm falling.
All right, let's move on to the third one. So for this one, let's make our way over here.
Okay.
Because as a shortstop, though, you do cover all this ground at times. It even looks like you're playing second base.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. For this play, it will be. Can we actually get someone over there at first to adjust? So, I'll let you go ahead and watch this. Oh, wait, is this the same one?
No, it's different.
Oh, yeah. All right, so that's it.
Hit hard on the ground. Third and second one. Simmons with a replay in time. That double play kills Rally. Wins the ball game. Frustrated because it was an aggressive slide. And listen, it's a good slide by Rodinador. He can still reach the base. He did not change the path. And that's right there, a little push where Andrelton Simmons isn't having it, saying, you kick.
So you said it right before when we were over here. You said, you kind of see who's at bat. Does that go for the same, like when you see who's at first? Like, all right, I see this player. I know the type of player he is, so maybe he's, whatever he is.
Well,
does that stay in your mind? Like, I might get hit.
Well, you might have an idea on how aggressive certain runners are, but I mean, you learn early that you got to get out of the way. There's like a rule, so like you don't want to be in a straight line to first.
Okay.
You always kind of want to clear out of this area. So when the throws come in, I'm not, unless the second baseman or first base is like far from me, I'll stretch and be on the bag. But me personally, I like to just tap the bag as I go.
Okay.
So
you make sure that you're out of the runner's path.
Always want to clear, stay safe, and be able to make a throw without feeling like I'm about to get hit and not be able to complete the play,
So in those cases, I know that you make sure that you're expecting a bad throw.
Yes.
Or anything like that. Do you prepare yourself for something like this? Like, that this could happen. You're out of the path.
Yeah.
But you're still anticipating, all right, I'm taking that chance.
Yeah, I'm staying behind the bag. That's why you don't lean forward early.
Okay.
So I stay behind the bag. So if it is a bat, like if he catches it on this side of the baseline, the throw's supposed to be on this side, but he's human, second baseman's human, he could make a throw that takes me this way. I would have to change my feet and step on the bag this way and then somehow complete the play. But
in case though you came out here,
yes.
Clear, it shows the runner's path
Yes.
clear. So
Yeah.
did you anticipate your visual is over here.
Yeah,
You're
I
trying
know.
to throw it to first.
Yeah, I know I cleared, I know I'm safe, I know what's supposed to happen. I make the play, and I mean, I know he's gonna he's gonna try to break up the double play, so I'm expecting that. So as I throw, I release this leg. That's the closest one he's gonna go for. So that's the way I kind of stay out of harm. So after I throw, I kind of just lift my feet and.
Can we actually see you go ahead and release it into that's your first baseman. You're sliding in. Kind of reenact that. Boom. So you prepare yourself though. In that moment, you saw on your peripheral, all right, it's happening.
Yeah,
Getting hit, but okay, in this moment too, I was thinking, when you got hit, was your instinct right away to think, release the ball here or focus here?
My focus is on making the play, so I'm trying to end the game right there. So all I care about is making a good enough throw. And after I release, I'm trying to, I made the throw. Okay, let's get out of the way. Let's let's jump, let's
take care of this
yes,
now.
yeah.
So you're the last priority. You're
Yeah.
focused here.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for dissecting your whole position for us.
No problem, anytime.